I just wanted to get on here real quick and talk to you about the importance of getting a good entry. I made, well, let's see, 5 trades here this morning. I'm up $293. And one of them was good, the other one's not so much. And so I'm going to dive into those real quick and hopefully you learn something from it. So I woke up this morning and went and made myself some coffee and opened my computer and noticed this pattern here when I opened my trading account. It's a practice account, but that's how you get better, right? So I noticed this reverse head and shoulders pattern here. You can see the shoulder, the head, shoulder. And so when I opened this platform up, this candle here was shooting up. No, it was this one here, breaking this trend here, breaking out of that resistance level. And so I was like, I'm gonna jump in on this, and I'm wrong yet again. Actually, it was up here breaking this resistance level. So I decided to jump in here because that looked, like a good trade. I rather would have gotten in down here, but sometimes you don't really get to choose. You just jump in when it looks good. So I got in around here at, this 1277 level. And, it went up a little bit as I was in the trade. And then it pulled back and I began to question it because I didn't really take a whole lot of time to analyze this trade. I just like, oh, that looks like a really good pattern. I'm going to jump in. Maybe not the best decision, but sometimes you got to strike while the iron is hot. And so, I really didn't have any indicators on. I didn't have a moving average. I had nothing on. Just looking at price action. And in a moment of weakness, as this thing pulled back, me, kind of thinking a little bit more about this chart, I'm like, it's possible that this could pull back to a lower level. I was thinking maybe it would pull back to here before it continued up, because sometimes they do that. But alas, it didn't. I did get out for, a small, I think $1.50 loss here, just, being unsure of myself. But that was probably my worst move of the day. That was my first trade of the day. And just being dumb like that, I got out. Should have stayed in. It kind of went up and pulled back again. Stayed above this level here. It's kind of new support. And went back up. So I got in around this 92 level. And, it kind of kept going up again. Pulled back. Stayed in it for a while. Rode it up to... Where did I ride it up to? It got up to here, kind of hit this resistance level, if I can find that, and then pulled back. I was expecting a pretty big pullback at some point. This was kind of following the moving average. I don't have it up there right now. I probably should, but it stopped me out right here. I kind of put my stop loss at break even, just above break even, so I made $1 after it had stopped me out. And then I just kind of walked away from it and waited for the stock market to open, because it typically goes nuts when it does that, and just watched it. And had I stayed in this trade, from the 77 level that I got in all the way up to here, let's say 815, that's, well, let's just say 50 points right there. That's a good $100 I could have made, right? No, sorry, 150 points. So that's $300 I could have made on one contract had I stayed in this trade. But I didn't. And I lost a little bit of money. But that's the power of a good entry. At the 77 level, there was very little drawback. I think maybe 2 points at the most. So very little drawback. It was a good entry. And I kind of blew it. Could have made 150 points. So, after that disappointment today, I came back and I saw that the April jobs, whatever you call it, April jobs report was really bad. And so I saw this break of the trend line here. I actually saw this broke down a little bit harder sooner. Now this is 10 minutes behind, so I try not to look at the markets. You know, when I see news, it's 10 minutes ahead of what this platform is, and so I try not to see where the charts are, just so I'm not cheating, so I don't have an advantage here. But I did see this was breaking down quickly, and it didn't break down as quickly with the NASDAQ, but it did break down. So I took a short position here. I think, you know, the 709 level maybe. And it went down a little bit, then it pulled back. So I decided, you know, it's not going to likely go above this trend line. So I bought in another contract around this 20 level, 720-ish. So I had 2 contracts in a short position, and it went down for a while. And just kind of rode it. At one point I put in a stop loss at break even here, and then kind of waited to see what it wanted to do with this line right here. Obviously you can see this level, and so I think it bounced off of that, pulled back, then it broke through. And so after it broke through, I put my stop here, and then it kind of lost steam here, and so it pulled back, and then it came back down again. I decided to take profits. I don't remember exactly where, but kind of around the bottom of this big candle here. Obviously it kept going down, but you never know where it's going to stop. But I made around $300 on those 2 contracts there. I was down, I think, $11 at one point, so total for the day $293.50. Not bad, not bad at all. This is a practice account, but I'm up, I think, over the past 3 weeks, maybe $3,690. So this is the way to get better. You know, if you want to work on your trading, you're not risking your own money. I mean, they give you $100,000 to play with. I only trade the micros because I just don't want that pressure of losing a lot of money in one trade. Maybe I'll work my way up to the regular E-mini contracts, but for now this is doing me just fine, and that's going to help me with my regular account and my regular trading with being more successful. So hopefully you've learned something today about getting good entries, and I've certainly learned something with my failed attempts here, but I'm going to take that and remember it from trading in the future, and hopefully I don't make dumb mistakes like that. I mean, look at that. Trading 101. Could have had a stop loss here and just kept going, but it is what it is. You just kind of have to look for what the price is doing, not what you think it's going to do. Follow the trend, because, you know, it can pull back, but that was a good entry and a good trade, and I kind of blew it, but at least I made it back on this one here, and I will be done for the day. So good luck in your trading. God bless, and take care.